There'll be an ad anyway. Hello.
Oh, March 2024.
Oh, okay. We're
Okay.
trying to figure out if we're all still doing daylight savings time next year.
'Cause I know it started ending for people. Like, it's starting to be no longer.
It actually gave me a good reminder. Like, it just told me you're live. Like, normally it tells me like 30 minutes later. I
Oh,
just
me
got a
too.
It hasn't told me I'm live yet.
fair.
I mean, it is late crew. Just take out the night and we're the late crew.
Also, like, you pulled a Cassidy because of me. Like, I was
Yeah,
the
well, I
late
was
one.
trying to give you an out so that you didn't get blamed. You just blamed yourself.
Hey, I blame the Indian food. I wanted to order food. I had to figure out where, order it, so I was 5 minutes late. Okay?
Fair.
You know what? I'll
Understandable.
take it.
Hello. We live. Be switching between the marionettes, did I say that right? And watching Cabinet of Curiosities. I've heard that's good. Hi. Cassidy told on herself. I was trying to not tattle on you.
It's okay.
Hello. Emma, hello. Do you
Hi,
have to go
Emma.
to work tomorrow? Hello.
I thought you were going to say you have to go to work, and I was like, why does she have to go to work? It's like 10 p.m.
It's me. Well, it's 12:40 for her, I guess. Still awake. Hello, welcome. Halfway through. So, yeah, tell us what you're reading. We didn't get that far. We just started on a topic. Sorry about that.
It was my fault.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Mhm.
Trying to finish it tonight. I think you can do it. I don't know how much halfway is, but I think you can do it. This is not a bad plan. Had the was it Small Miracles that they had? The one with the white cover. So far, they've all been very floppy, and I appreciate it.
We did a floppy test in my video, so
It's a good
I
time.
have 2 coming tonight. I'm very excited. I'll have to unbox those at some point.
Have you gotten the Gods one yet? Because it's thicker than I thought it was in my head for some reason. Cruel God or whatever.
No, I've only gotten 3. Problem with being in Canada is that they all come from the States.
Yeah.
They take me a little bit longer.
Well, I got mousetraps instead, so.
It's fair. I'm happy you got mousetraps because it means that we might get our books similar speed.
I get mine on Sunday. I need to start this vlog early. Representing the late night, yes. Hello. How are you liking this? I started it and then put it down for a reason I don't remember and then forgot about it. Poppy War, nice. I'm not really sure, but we're here attempting to figure it out. Hello. Nope, skip. I don't know what that is. Is it?
I might be middle. Is it middle grade?
I don't know. For some reason, I was thinking graphic novel. There's a lot of weekly
Me
graphic
too.
novels.
Is it a middle grade graphic novel?
Okay. Maybe. We might do more sprints tomorrow, Emma. Reading Just Like Home. I've heard lots of people reading this one. Same author that does Hippos.
Oh, I did not realize that was the same author. I want to read
And
Just Like Home, so I hope I like the Hippo book.
Yep. And Echo Wife, which was last year.
Yeah.
Yep. You liking Godbreaker, but forgot that the series has so many POVs. Yeah, I probably will use my Audible credit for that one because I've listened to the other 2, and so I think it would be weird to physically read it now. It has more than 4 POVs. I guess there were more than 4 in the last
There's
one.
3 just in the Black Coast, like in that vicinity.
Yeah, true. Switching between Warbreaker and Assassin's Apprentice. Those are some 2 thick boys. Good luck. All of his villains, Potkin and Stubbs. I mean, gives you a good break book, though. Still good. Not sure what you're doing for the next hour. You've still got, is that work or drive home? Okay. Good to know. Well, I got rid of your migraine, Collarpox, good choices. Super good. Feet. Feet. They don't like feet. Hello. Sarah Gailey, right?
It is Sarah Gailey.
Gideon onto Nona. Is it Nana? Nuna? Not how do you Nana the Ninth? Nuna the Ninth? How do you say that?
I don't know why I didn't.
The
didn't-
Nana the Ninth. The it's Gideon, Harrow, and then how do you say the last one?
I would say Nona.
Okay, that's what I was thinking too.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm super curious
I
about
think there's 8
Jawbreaker.
POVs that I can count, and I've only read the first book.
There's 2.
One of them, I guess, is in the second book because there's the 3 in Black Keep, and then I think his brother gets one in the next
Yeah,
one.
I'd say there's 4 in Black Keep.
And then there's Tilly. There's the God King, and then I feel like there's 2 more POVs that I can't remember the names of. I
There's
can't remember the characters.
2 teenagers, and then there's the other side of the world.
Oh, there's the there's the
ships.
guy from the other side, and then I think the person with Tilly, the other teenager, gets a POV too.
Mm-hmm. And then the God King's sister.
I already counted that one.
Okay. Felgothtober-a-thon and Spoopathon. I mean, it's okay. We all just what are readathons? Work, then driving. Sad day. Yeah. Starting Ashes of the Sun. Woohoo! It's on sale on Audible today in case you are in the US and don't have it yet. It's a good excuse. 8 POVs. That is a lot of POVs in the first 100 pages. I will give you that. Does it mean that short chapters? Because I do love me a good short chapter.
Their chapters were short. Rachel says later on that there's 2 more in the last book. But come on.
Cool. I'm excited. It's a next month thing for sure. Starting The Mist. That's a good one for October. Huge fan of Gideon. Expressed a lot of disappointment. But this might be good for me because I didn't love Gideon. So why is it disappointing? Cat's over there making racket. Oh, okay. I'm okay with that. Started dinner mac and cheese. I had mac and cheese with chicken. Do y'all have nothing but noodles? Either of you? The restaurant? It's good stuff. It's all of the noodles from all of the countries.
It's cool.
Fun. Kaylee, how I love that you are on Halloween sprints, commenting in these sprints, but yet you're not reading. You're making mashed potatoes.
Kaylee is queen of multitask.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It went poof.
Don't ask me. Time does not exist.
Yet I'm oddly okay with it.
I'm not.
I think I'm just ready for the endless horror videos to subside. Can I help you? Is it even sprints if a cat does not appear?
Good point.
It's not good sprints.
Cassidy, what are you drinking?
Champagne.
It's a different
I've
glass
been
tonight.
drinking
It's
since
a
1
martini
o'clock
glass
today.
tonight.
I can't lie. Today was just a day.
It's fine. I thought about getting some wine. I think my wine's still good. I might do that. But then it'll make me sleepy. New Raider, Stonejaw. I thought Stonejaw was in the other one, Splinter King. I could be wrong though. The more overlapping, the less reading. Yeah, because you listen to the chatty bits instead of the reading. I do this too.
Me too.
I'm assuming this I didn't care because I know you didn't care about the teenagers.
Yeah, she says later, did not.
Oh, I'm not that far down.
That's why I said it, since I can see them pop up, but you can't. You're scrolled.
I'm not that far down. I'm just clicking. Start your first sprint, so it's mashed potato time. I mean, you can't go wrong with mashed potatoes, so I support this.
Put some cheese in them.
Ooh, good choice. Maybe some garlic.
Like, I love, like, we used to like roast garlic and then we'd like blend it up and put it in our potatoes. Delicious.
Interesting.
So good. Christmas stuff? It's too early for me for Christmas stuff. We got at least another 2 weeks before Christmas stuff.
I wait before I'll put my tree up and start doing decorations for videos after Remembrance Day in November.
Fair. I usually do like the week before Thanksgiving. Because if you wait until the week after Thanksgiving, then it just doesn't seem long enough for all the effort.
We get our tree Thanksgiving weekend, but I'll decorate before that.
I literally watched a TikTok about like Thanksgiving in Canada versus US, and the person was like, Thanksgiving in the US is just pre-Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Like, ours is actually Thanksgiving because it already happened. Yours is just like pre-Christmas. Like the Christmas decor is up, everything.
Yeah. Thanksgiving is like the time of year where we take off just to buy Christmas presents.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna skip those because I don't know the context. Magnus Bride. I don't know what that one is. Interesting. No, I can answer this. No. You need more champagne.
No, I have not. I'm very disappointed about that.
Sad.
Okay.
Even Mark Lawrence said it was going to be today.
No, I know. I'm going to plug myself a little bit. Sorry, Mel. I have a cover reveal coming tomorrow. Should I premiere it?
I mean, what's going to hurt?
I agree.
Okay, cool.
Everyone, go to Cassie's channel at
a time.
Lunches-ish. Normally I premiere around like 10 or 11 my time.
Okay. So while you're eating lunch, watch Cassie's channel. That's all I got for you. I'm excited, even though I'm excited. Distracted.
That's so funny.
No, not this time.
I'm never ready for those to be over.
Cassie's like, she got that incognito tab up.
Yep.
Yes. I don't remember anything that happened in Splinter King, so thank goodness for recaps.
Splinter King is in my TBR for next month, and I opened it, and I have a bookmark still in it from when I started it, and I got way farther than I thought I did. I'm like 100 pages in.
Yeah. I don't know why you put it down, because you were like in it.
I don't remember either. I think some video idea came up.
Or something. Yeah. You did read a Christmas arc really early. It was the bromance one, right? We also need to decide if we're going to do that for December or not.
Oh, our picks.
Mm-hmm.
We could make a poll.
We could make a poll. I could make a poll in this.
The horror. Are we thinking the horror novella or like a romance?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think those were our options.
Let me pull up.
Anybody know a good Christmas romance? I don't read them, obviously. So someone...
I have a list.
Cool. I've started buying them already. So
Rye's sitting here like it's never too early for Christmas.
No. Well, I'm so intrigued by the one by Gillian Murphy and Sarah Simone because there's two very opposite like romance writers. Like one is written YA and does like a lot of Fade to Black, and the other one writes the Priest series.
Could be.
They're like
interesting. I remember you talking about that in a TBR.
They're like good friends. Someone told me, but I'm so excited. And yes, Merry Inkmas too by Talia Hibbert. It's a short one with a tattoo artist. That's a really good one too.
Right.
Honestly, the short horror is just like so short, but because we already know January's pick, although probably both of you have forgotten already, I was like, maybe we should go romance.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
That's true.
Merry Inkmas is not super long, but yeah, I know a lot of people have the Sarah Simone book on their radar.
The ones that I have are going to be more like they're romance, but they're more not steamy. Like I don't mind. For some reason in Christmas, I don't mind a wholesome. I don't know why.
Oh
yeah,
Brie. Exciting.
I haven't gotten there. I'm gonna skip through these really fast because now I'm behind. Like I was yesterday.
I haven't had this many people in so long on sprints. It was hard.
With Patreon sprints, it's like 10 of us.
I know. That's what I'm used to these days.
Have you read Part of Your World, Ryan?
I haven't, but I think I have it. My books right now, I don't even know what I have because I still have not put them on my bookshelves yet. And so they're stacked just against walls. It's not good.
It's exciting for you, Bree.
The Talia Hibbert one might not be a bad idea either. It's shorter.
But I'm down for either. Like, I'm out of my comfort zone here. Whatever you guys tell me to read, I will read.
I mean, a lot of people I know are hyped for the Sierra Simone book because it is such an interesting combination, but it is a little bit longer.
Is Sierra Simone and who?
Julie Murphy. So Julie Murphy is the one that wrote Dumplin' and If the Shoe Fits, which I loved. If the Shoe Fits, I went 5 stars, even though it was fade to black. Absolutely, like such an underdog like romance book. And then Sierra Simone writes the Priest series.
Interesting.
So it's such an interesting combination.
Well, currently we are way winning Christmas romance. 68% want a Christmas romance, which I think makes sense because How to Sell a Haunted House is January.
Yeah. Hey, it wasn't me who did The Secret this time.
I didn't know it was a secret. Sorry.
I don't think it really was.
No, I still think
All bad.
Yeah, January is How to Sell.
Wait,
do we even know what time that comes in January?
It's mid-January, so we're gonna be like cutting it close, but it'll be. I think it's like the 17th
of the month. It'll take us like one sprint, one sitting probably to do that one.
It's like the 17th, I think. And I'm sure it'll probably be a book of the month pick, so half the population will get it early anyway.
Probably.
And obviously, Rye could not be there, I guess. When do you know when you're due? Like,
so I have to schedule my C-section. I'm still waiting to hear from them. But so I'll probably be good in January.
Worst case scenario, we'll plan them, and Rye, while you're just hanging out waiting, just pull your phone out. It'll be fun.
Hey, I'm just hanging out in the hospital. Might as well.
You know what I just realized? February, we were all like, let's do a romance. Rye might not even read with us if you're busy with a brand new boy.
Fantasy it is. Rye's gonna be like, I'm sleeping. I'm gonna let Sam just take care of the baby, and I'm gonna sleep for the entire month of February.
Believe it or not, like I actually read quite a bit. Like each month that like Grace and Nora were born, like I read a decent amount actually.
Sarah, the other day I was on sprints with them, and they were saying that when they had their child, they started to read a lot more because when they got up in the middle of the night and were nursing, they needed something that was like wouldn't wake the child up while they were nursing and all that. So they ended up reading a lot more.
I read a lot of ebooks, like just like in the bottles or whatever. And so like I end up reading, and plus I'll be home for 8 weeks, and like during the day it'll just be me, Nora, and the baby. So like
we'll keep you busy. No, because I'm hoping to not have to wait until February to read this.
Yeah, I'm reading that next month, so I have an arc.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry that I have an arc and you don't.
I mean, I feel like you could totally just send an email, Rachel. You'd be all right.
Yeah, I feel like Rachel could easily get an arc.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
With like Instagram and the podcast, you could be like, we're going to review a blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah. Look, we're helping. We're helping.
Also, bye. Good luck at your podcast.
Yes, see you. We should probably do a sprint. I've been talking for 20 minutes.
Where's my food at? My food is still far, though.
Okay, we're definitely doing Christmas romance. That's winning for sure.
Okay.
It's been a long time since the romance, and we've been doing a lot of horror.
We have. We've been procrastinating on the romance train. And we'll have Rye in December, so.
Yeah. I'll be here.
This is kind of mean, considering she was the one that pushed us into reading it. Whoops. My bad.
What are we all reading?
Shadow of What Was Lost. This one.
I have to shower, but if I read tonight, I'm reading this.
I should shower. I'm not gonna. We're gonna drive.
I gotta get ready for work tomorrow, but it's already almost 8 o'clock for me. So,
yeah.
Fair. I need to read The Shadow That Was Lost, but I also need to start Fire and Blood. So,
nice. Fire and Blood.
Game of Thrones prequel.
I'm confused. What is that for?
A buddy read with my sister. You know how we're supposed to be buddy reading Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
We threw that out the window and procrastinating it. We're gonna do that later, but we're like, oh, let's read Fire and Blood this now.
I was like, is there something that you told me about that I forgot because my brain was not functioning at that moment?
It was a last minute decision. We bought it like 3 days ago and we're starting it. I'm supposed to read like the first 2. I want to call them chapters, but it's like a history book, so it's not really chapters this week.
See, I was over here thinking you were going to read the Ryan Cahill, and I was like, you're going to try to finish that and this in a week. Good luck. On top of your
novellas and Mary. I still need to finish that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to leave that
Mary,
too long.
I gave up this week. I just gave Mary up. I was like, it's not going to happen.
I want to read it, but not today. I mean, I feel like maybe it's more on the tentacle side of things.
Yeah. I feel like this book is just like a write-off and doesn't really count for November because it's like so short.
It's going to be a good time. I'm excited.
I am too.
Apparently you have to read Shadow first.
I will read Shadow first then for you.
Okay. I'm gonna share screen so that we'll shut up. So otherwise I'll just keep talking. Where's my
the
tab?
tentacle side of things.
It's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be great. You'll be reading Verity.
Oh, nice.
Thank you kindly.
Okay. Let's do 40 minutes. I will see you guys at math 7:40. Nope. Nope. There we go. Third time's the charm. Welcome back.
That was funny.
Yeah, it looks fresh.
When did I showered?
How was the Indian?
Pardon me?
Cassidy ate Indian food.
I did. It was delicious. And then my mom just ordered us marble slab for dessert. So
Nice.
And I have 2 glasses of wine because I needed
Why not?
sweet wine with Indian. So
Yeah.
I love that.
Huh. One for each hand. That's great. Did you get any reading done?
I read a chapter.
Okay.
But that was mostly because I'm avoiding reading this book. So I really need this. I'm reading so slow. So I'm getting distracted very, very easily.
No.
I started. I read 10 pages. So
That's good.
yeah.
Progress. I
I had to do like some other stuff to get ready for tomorrow. So
I
didn't
think
get to read
I only read like 15 pages.
How did you do, Mel?
I think I only read like 15 or 20 pages. I'm on page 76, which is chapter.
I'm ahead of you.
Mm,
I'm on
I didn't get to
125.
read it. Which chapter?
125, chapter 11.
Okay, cool. I should be able to get somewhat caught up tonight. I didn't get to read any at work today. I thought I was going to, but it did not.
I have lots of questions. They're going into the Discord. I know you haven't really looked at it, but Discord I popped off on last night and this morning and
But tell me things because I didn't check the Discord.
a lot of just like convenient things happening.
Yeah.
And I really hate the magic system. I really hate it because it just leads to an easy plot device.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like the freaking gambling scene is what I just read, and I like that was such just like, oh wait, they need money.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that for sure.
But I'm letting everyone down that thought I would love it, including myself. I thought I'd love it, and there's no way I can give this book 5 stars anymore. 100 pages in, like serious problems. It could still get a 4. Like it could turn around for me, but it won't get a 5.
Yeah, no, it's not a 5-star read for me either. I remember now why it was a low 4. Because I mean, it's one of those things like where when I read it, I was much less critical than I am now, which is going to hurt it badly.
In the Discord, they were making fun of me because they're like, "You're so picky." I was like, "I am."
But it makes sense. And the number one complaint that I had when I first read it was that it was too similar to like Sanderson and Wheel of Time, but especially Wheel of Time. And that is even more apparent on reread. So it's just annoying me. Not because I don't like Wheel of Time, but because I need it to stand by itself.
You can be inspired by someone else's work. So obviously like, nothing is original and still like have it stand on its own.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not gonna like regret reading it or anything like that, I don't think, but
yeah, as Emma's talking about how like she didn't book 1 was not a 5-star either, and like the whole series is a 5-star. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that the trilogy as a whole will blow me away, but I don't think that I can forgive everything that's happening in book 1.
Yeah.
Unless it really blows me away. Like it could happen. I could be eating my words later.
Yeah. We shall see. We shall see. I mean, it's definitely a debut. It's definitely an indie, which to an extent doesn't give it leeway, but leads to a level of understanding, if that makes sense.
Lead to a level of understanding. But I've read so much indie that it's strong.
Yeah.
And I actually think this is a decently strong book. It just has issues that I have issues with in fantasy. Like I avoid things like this a lot of the time.
Which the classic fantasy tropes don't bother me quite as much as they do.
I want to say it's the classic tropes because I like some classic fantasy. But it's the conveniences. It's really just conveniences.
Yeah.
And I know everyone's like, well, they're not convenient in the end, but they are now. Like, you can't tell me that they're not convenient. Even if they make sense in the end, it was a convenient way to do it. Like, I find it very lazy. Yeah, like just not killing someone because it's fate just doesn't work with me. You could have spinned that anyway. You could have said it was fate, but also said you took pity on that person. Like you could have spinned it just a little bit to make sense down the line and now.
Yeah, I see that. I can see that for sure. For sure. Yeah, the augur talent thing I've never really liked. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That type of magic too, with like just telling the truth, it just is like very plot devicey. I've had it done well. I liked it in Truth Witch, but it's not working for me in this book because it's plot devicey.
There's a million ways that you could do it where it's not like an innate talent where you kind of have to work for it a little bit so you don't use it in every single scenario. Then it's fine. But when it's a constant thing, yeah, no shush. Shush. Either way, it's going to make for a good discussion book. So good pick.
Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of people are just hoping that the ending blows me away at this point, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna think that it all clicks together." I'm unsure if I will think that. Like, I think it will click together, but I don't think it'll like make me forgive what happened. If that makes sense.
Like you can appreciate the way it all wraps up without liking the way it started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that. Rye, how was your 10 pages?
So far, I'm interested.
Good.
It's giving me witchy vibes, so I mean, I'm here for it.
It's like I sent the GIF in the Discord. I was like, I'm just picturing everyone like.
This is Emma right now.
Yeah.
Oh shush.
Just.
Yeah, I'm just remembering how like long it took me to get into this. And I was watching Becca's vlog where she was reading it. I didn't finish the whole vlog, but I was like, yep. It's very like get the band together. I was like, yep.
I'm avoiding the vlog until I've read it.
Yeah.
So as soon as I read it, I'm gonna go watch Becca's vlog. Yeah. And I think I'll go rewatch like times if I'll vlog something that I'll rewatch your vlog.
I need to rewatch my vlog, but I want to do it after I finish this so that old feelings don't sway these.
Agreed.
It's a good idea.
Because I think I'm going to have not a very different opinion, but it will be a more critical opinion because I'm a more critical reader now than I was.
Will you change your rating?
No, I will just add an additional rating, I think.
I like that.
So like it'll stay a 4-star when I read it then, but whatever it is now will just be like
added in like on reread. I gave it this many stars.
Yeah, exactly. Because I liked it when I read it, and it doesn't take away from me liking it when I read it, but I've read a lot more since then.
Remind me at our live show too. I really want to do a poll on how many people this is like their first high epic fantasy.
Oh yeah.
So I saw a lot of people who have been loving it, and it's their first.
Interesting, because it usually the way that he's doing the intrigue I would find confusing for new epic fantasy readers.
I think that that's why people accept it almost though, because they think that that's normal. It's not normal.
No, that's a fair point.
So they're like,
do like a little Google form or something where people can just click on it really quick.
I normally do one, I guess,
like an Insta poll.
Yeah.
Book Troop does Insta polls.
I normally do a form the first book in a series. I normally do one. I don't continue it, but
yeah. Honestly, the size is really not that bad. It looks bigger than it is. It's 700 pages, but the font in this is massive and the pages are very thick. So if you put this in a normal paperback with normal size font, it would be more like 450 to 500 pages, I feel like. It's not as intimidating as it seems, and it reads quickly.
Also, chapters always start on the right-hand side, so there is a lot of blank pages.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
It is November 5th at 11 a.m. CST. I think Rye's just sleepy.
No, I just haven't read the book, so I don't know it. I haven't read it, and I'm not reading it, so I don't know.
Come on, Rye!
I'm just readers.
She's like, no, I skipped out on Bone Ships, and I am not starting.
If I thought I would like it, then I would read it, but I'm not gonna. I have to give your recommendation.
You're probably gonna have very similar feelings that you did to the Ryan Cahill in this one.
It was a 3-star read for me. Yeah, it was all right.
Reading it for the first time, being told it's amazing, through would be frustrating. That's fair. We'll see. I mean, I've already read it. I don't remember enough of it to say that I know exactly where things are going. Because like the details are lost. Like, I remember the big plot points and like how the magic system works, who's who, whose relations are to who, but like the little bitty things, no.
Fair. And it's those little bitty things that tend to annoy the crap out of me. It's not the big things. I notice those little things and I'm like, but why?
Yep.
Okay. Someone change the subject so I can stop. I'm gonna rant next sprint too. So
Randy Sandy was your introduction. Yes, I agree with this. He does a very good job at his world building. And he does a good job with the little details that are important, but he makes them seem very just like something that is there until they're important.
Agreed.
In a way that's not confusing. But he's had a lot of practice. There's no telling how many, as fast as he writes, there are no telling how many books he wrote and just threw in the trash can, like, before he got started with everything else. I need to take a bath in this sprint, and I don't want to. I need to read, because Cassidy's way ahead of me.
It's a big book to like in the bathtub. Like, it's not like a convenient book to like.
I have the ebook, but I don't know. I'm not a big bath reader.
Trying to read it in bed, and I was just like, my hands hurt so much.
I hate when books
are look at the flop. Just appreciate the flop. Really,
it is a good flop. I'll give you that. It is a nice flop.
I
should bathe though. You enjoy.
It's okay. You won't catch up to me anyways because I'll probably stay up reading it. I also had a good 2 hours of no power yesterday, so all I did was read for 2 hours.
There's nothing else to do.
Interesting. I'm assuming this is a book 3 thing. Yeah, I am excited for lots of Sandy books next year. Yeah. The foreshadowing was a bit heavy-handed in the Jordan, though.
It's heavy-handed in this too, I think, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. I can see that. Okay. I don't even know how long we've been talking.
Not that long.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go take a bath. I'm lazy.
We can keep talking. We could talk about things that Rye also wants to talk about. Rye?
I'm enjoying this conversation.
Are you liking your new room?
What?
Are you liking your new room?
I do. It's like I still have to we have like nothing put together. So like I literally have stacks and stacks of books. Like,
yes, but can Sam get to his side of the bed now?
Yeah, so like there's actually like this little like alcove kind of that fits 4 bookshelves across, like perfect, like set back. So that's really nice. And then I'll have another bookshelf somewhere else. I don't know yet, but
I feel like one day on Patreon
for another bookshelf. That would be great. Sorry, Mel.
What?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Do you have room for another bookshelf? Because that would be great.
Yeah, so I have 4, and I do already have a 5th one, so I want to put that over somewhere else. I haven't decided yet. Like, that's what I got to start doing. Is putting.
Nice.
It's just like it's so hard to do it with Nora, so we have to wait until like when she's sleeping, and then like during the week we're like busy. Yeah. So on the weekend I'll have to just bust it out and just.
When you get it all put together, you should do a Patreon room tour because I'm nosy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I will. I'm excited. Like I want to do. I'm just excited. It's just like it's such a big job. Like there's just it's so much to do.
Yeah.
Is Grayson moving into your guys' room, or is the nursery going in there?
Grayson's gonna move into our bedroom. That's a little bit bigger, so he wants that bedroom, and then so we have to repaint that room because it was that awful color teal that's been that way since we bought the house. Like we just didn't repaint it because just we didn't have like why. So, and it's gonna be like such, and the color for his room is gonna be like a lighter color. So it's gonna be so hard to like paint over it. But
prime, you're gonna have to prime.
Yep. So let's do that.
My mom, when we were sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
Mine's irrelevant, so go ahead.
I was gonna say, are you moving all of the kids, or are you just putting the nursery into Grayson's old room?
Yeah, Nora's bedroom's gonna stay the same. Like her walls. We had her walls. When we got her bedroom done, my dad was like, don't feel like painting, so we're just gonna pay someone to come paint it. So it's like professionally painted. So
Nice.
she's not moving out of that room.
Fair.
So
when we were kids, my brother was really, really into Star Wars, and his room was yellow. So my mom, because she's a crazy person, took a projector. Now this was back in the early 2000s and 90s when projectors were a thing. It was in the 90s. So she took a projector and Sharpies and blew up like warships and the Death Star and a Jedi and projected it on the wall and took Sharpies and traced it.
that is so
he
cool.
had like life-size Jedis on his wall. And she cried when somebody moved in and painted over it.
That's really cool.
Yeah. My parents never did anything like that for me. I paint my room every like 4 years. Still as an adult, I get so sick of it that white has lasted me really long. That's why I went white. But when I did grays, I would do like dark gray and then light gray, or I'd have a color wall, or like I'd have one wall of color. I get so sick of everything. Literally right now, I want to change all of my bedding and everything to like light wood. It's all like white currently. Like I need to change. I'm sick of it. So my parents were like, you get whatever color you're gonna paint.
And I want a new comforter for like Christmas. Like I want to redo all our blankets and stuff.
And here I am. I've lived in this house for 3 years, and it still has the matte white walls that I moved in with. But in my defense, I have like a 16-foot ceiling that I can't physically paint, and I'm gonna have to pay somebody, and I'm cheap. So,
but white's nice. It matches everything.
Yeah, it would be if it weren't the matte white that when you touch it or look at it funny, it dings and scuffs.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
Love matte.
I do, but I don't, because this is more like a primer. It's like they put a primer on and then never painted over it. So that's the problem, is that it literally dents the wall because it's never had a protective paint on it.
That stinks.
But I didn't notice that until I moved in.
Can we sprint to my ice cream tier?
No, you were the one that wanted to talk.
I feel like a child on Christmas. I'm like, just kidding. My mother is amazing. We can keep talking. Thank you.
Thanks, Mom. Oh, that looks really good.
A waffle bowl, and then this is my ice cream I'm going to put in the bowl.
Oh, nice.
Fancy. Yay. I need to figure all this out and go get yarn because I want to like touch it this year and get a softer yarn. Like probably the same weight, just a softer yarn.
I have in my cart for a website online. I touched mine this year, and like next year I'm like, but I want colors. So I found like a yarn site and like with like colors I want. And so I'm like, am I okay not touching it?
What brand is it?
It's Lion's brand.
Oh, okay.
But it's not one of the ones that like they talk about all of the time. I'm a little bit nervous, but it has like beautiful, like it's like the complete aesthetic I want. It's like neutrals with like blue and green.
Ooh, pretty.
And I want to do like I have in my cart 8 different colors because I want to do like lots. I don't like how like clunky this one is with color sometimes. So like I want to do more.
Me too. I want to do more genres.
Yeah. So I'm like trying to break my fantasy into like 3 categories and then do like thriller.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. I definitely want to do that and do more of like a neutral because mine was too blue this year. So I think I want to do more of like taupes with a little bit of color. If that makes sense. We'll see. It's just going to depend on when I get there, what looks good together, probably.
See, Jody,
what?
Yay. Jody, I would order just one, but I have to order from the States. So like shipping. So if I'm going to do it, I'm just going to order them all.
Yeah. That's smart.
I feel like I should just commit though. Like I don't really plan. It's more of a decor object for me than a comfort object anyway.
Yeah. You just want it to look pretty. Your wall has a hand-painted dinosaur mural. That's so cool.
Yes.
That is pretty. I like teal. Is it marble slab?
It is marble slab. Fellow Canadian.
I want some.
That looks delicious.
Right? Yeah, this is a mood. Yeah, when you figure it out, let us all know because I feel like yours looks great this year.
It looks so good.
So can we copy you, Brie?
Yeah, just send us the links to everything. We'll all have the same.
It'll be great. We'll all just have a meetup and crochet.
That would be amazing.
Ice cream after work. Yes, you do deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know which collection it is?
It's Color Theory.
Oh, I think I've heard people talk about that before. Ooh. See, Breeze is useful too.
Oh, nice.
I have not used this one. I may do the Hobby Lobby's got a really good brand, the I Love whatever. And I really like it. And then they have like bee yarn. That's really, really soft, but it's still a worsted weight, so I may do that. The only thing is I don't want to get something that's going to like unravel and fuzz.
That is my issue. It's like I was looking at reviews for like things that have like, yeah.
That was my issue this year, and I hated it. Like, it just makes it irritating. It makes me not want to do it because it's annoying.
Yeah. I think this is what I was talking about. Is it the I Love yarn brand? Because I think that's the one that I was thinking about doing. And they have so many colors.
I could go to a yarn store, so I'm debating doing that, but it's just like really hard to find yarn with a broad amount of colors because I want I'm like a broad amount of neutral colors because it's me. So I was like, I should probably just commit to it. Also, Brie, that is what I used this year, and I liked it. They just didn't have a lot of colors at Michael's. So
yeah. I think I asked G one time what she used, and she uses Paint Box, which you can get through Lovecrafts. That she really, really liked because hers looked super soft and what it doesn't tell me what it says chunky, but what is the weight? I'm guessing chunky is a 5.
Chunky is bigger than a 5, I think. Worsted is a 5. Worsted is a 4 or 5.
I know Paintbox has a worsted because the worsted is going to be smaller. Our worsted's a 4, and like I have this, but it's cotton, and I used it for my mom's like hanging
I love
towel.
how that color. Like, I love that brown.
Yeah, it was a really good color, and it's very like, very soft.
It looks nice.
Wide. It's not stiff. So, but this is cotton. But I liked the way it worked up, so I might use the I Love brand again because I did like that.
I like that too.
Yours is kind of. It's got like a semi-neutral yellow. Yeah. Paintbox has got I think it's the DK that's the worsted weight. They also have a Simply, is it Aran? No, they have a, I don't like wool though. Wool is not as soft. Okay. Do we want to do a sprint?
I'm probably going to hop off just because I probably won't make it till 10 o'clock.
Fair.
So I got work.
We could do a short sprint.
What?
We could do a short sprint.
I'm probably going to get to bed. No. You guys do a normal sprint. Don't change it because of me.
Okay.
If it was Friday, then I could stay up late.
I should just order it.
You should. You should order it, and then worst case scenario, you don't like it. And you have to buy more. You use that for something else.
Okay. Well, bye, Raya. It was nice to see you again.
I know. I can do it on the weekends. I can stay up later.
Okay.
So 5:45 comes really early.
Yeah. Go bed.
It goes so early. All right. See you later. Bye.
We're about, okay, we're still small. I was like, we're about to get really big. But I forget when you're in the blocks, it doesn't zoom in quite as much. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted.
Where did I go?
I'm having a hard time with buttons tonight. Okay, we're gonna do a sprint so Cassidy can stuff her face with ice cream. Okay, and I need to, be clean. So
You need to read.
see you guys in 40 minutes. Hello.
Hello, sorry.
Oh, we had lost to Cassidy, and then I saw you text, and I was like, well, she has her phone, so.
I was setting up the tweet for the premiere tomorrow, and then I was replying to you really quickly before I came back because I thought my text back was just hilarious.
It was. Well, it's quite funny. Hello. I'm sorry you don't feel good. But yeah, flu and COVID booster will definitely kick you in the tail.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. You're here. We're not done yet. Hello. Hello. Ooh, 3 books to focus on. Moonshine Manor, Kingdom of the Wicked, or I'm thinking of Ending Things.
Witches and Moonshine.
You think Witches and Moonshine? I'm thinking of Ending Things because it's very horror, right?
I saw witches and I felt witches. That was all.
I didn't like Witches of Moonshine Manor.
That's fair. I probably wouldn't read any of these.
Fair. We were unhelpful. Somebody else help Ashley. Finish the Kite Runner. Cassie, did you get any reading done? Because I read nothing. I was talking to you the whole time.
I read 2 chapters.
There you go.
I am at the point where I am playing the audiobook and doing things.
Yeah, I was fixing to say, put on the audiobook and move along. I will eventually get to that point, but right now I'm listening to Silver Under Nightfall, so I already have an audiobook.
I just can't unsee the comment I sent you about the names and the Wheel of Time names. And
well, I wish you hadn't sent it to me because now I can't either.
I already knew that they were so similar, but when I saw that, they're literally copycat names.
They are.
Like, what?
They are. I wish I'd never seen it.
What?
And I remembered that I'm pretty sure I have reread both Eye of the World and whatever the second one's called since I read this the first time. Which is bad. It's bad news there.
It is the same story.
Good night.
What
did you think of Dead Voices, Brie?
I wish I was listening to Dead Voices.
Oh, gracious, gracious. We're going to be fine. I feel kind of bad for Kaylee.
Kaylee's just over here like 5-star read, and I'm over here like, ugh.
I hope Bex loves it.
Backlist Book Club is cursed. I don't think
so. Usually, though, we like the first book, and then it gets worse as we go. So maybe we'll go the other way.
Brie, maybe 3.5 to 4 stars. I'm sitting at a 2-star currently, guys.
I'm sitting at a 3. I'm gonna probably end up liking it slightly better than Cassidy, but
yeah, you read it before I gave it a 4, so I feel like you
I felt like it was just because I did give it a 4 the first time. But here's the thing, and Bobby, I don't know if you're still here, and I love you, but back in the day when I first started vlogging, I was too nice to be mean. Like I was afraid to be.
I know that mood.
Harsh. I'm no longer afraid to be harsh.
Same.
So, plus I've just read more and I'm just naturally more critical now than I was then. So both of those combined, not good for the book.
That really happens in a genre. When you read more of them, I begin to like look for things. Like I can see why someone who has not read Wheel of Time and Brandon Sanderson, like Mistborn, and all of that would adore this. But because I've read so much fantasy and I've read a decent amount of classic fantasy this year, that like, yeah, the haven't read Wheel of Time, so maybe that helps. Definitely helps. Like I cannot tell you how much this is so similar.
Yeah. I know that even Dad, who is like the king of critical, was like, you are more critical than me. I was like, look, what had happened was
I rubbed off on you because I am mean.
Yeah, I feel like we've answered this at this point.
Skylar says later that she DNF'd it. I don't blame you.
Yeah. I think, Rachel, you would. I don't know that you would like Eye of the World. Never mind. Got to part 2. Yeah, I like that one. It was good. Gallant and Zodiac Academy 4. Nice. Yeah, stop it. Stop it. Hi. Welcome back to the rant.
The person that said this, I saw a review. This probably didn't help. I went and read reviews.
Don't do that.
That said that every single name in this book, there's a name somewhere else that sounds exactly the same. Like, it's so similar.
There
And you know
really
what? It's
are.
true.
I don't blame you. Yay, I'm glad you're back. Zone out. Wishes casting listening to dead voices. That's a funny time to zone out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the ending is what everybody, it's kind of like the Mistborn. Everybody loves the ending. So that's the thing I hear about the most. But if you don't care about the characters, it doesn't matter how good the ending is. Like if you don't care what's happening, you're just not going to care. So I'm curious to see if that drastically improves in the second book. It definitely helps, I think. Yeah. It's not that I wasn't honest back then. It's just
more critical. Like you were.
Yeah, I am drastically more critical now. It's why I've only given like 1 5-star in the last 6 months. Maybe I'm too critical now.
As a reviewer, and I mean, there are reviewers who read and don't critically read at all, which is fine too. But I think you're reading more of a reviewer as then someone who just read for fun.
Yeah.
And like, there weren't like, I can't tell you every book is a 4-star and not give you like, why would you watch my channel if I'm not giving you critical thoughts on something?
Exactly.
So like even reviewers who write on enjoyment, I like when they like, I mean, I write on enjoyment, but I like when you give me critical reasonings of why it worked for you or didn't work for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've
gotten more critical on technical stuff, and that is probably more due to indie than anything else, because you do see a lot more technical problems because they don't have professional editors or not like, I won't say they don't have professional editors. Most of them don't want to pay for somebody that's, edited tons and tons of stuff. So you do see a little bit more of the technicalities, like dialogue and repeated words and things like that I start to notice a lot more now too.
Yep.
You've read Wheel of Time, but you're still going to give it a try. It's more than similar, but hopefully that won't bother you.
I should put the freaking screenshot in the Discord for everyone else to be tortured the way we
are. No. Stop it, Siri. Yeah, definitely. Because like you said, you get a better sense of what you like, what you don't like, and when you read more of it, it just is easier to spot too. So
I can clearly tell you the things I'm not liking about this book, and I think the reasons that I won't like it. And I think like even Emma said to me in the Discord, she was like, I didn't really think about the fact that you hate low fantasy systems so much that I can see why this magic system would affect you more, because I am a hard magic system kind of person.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I mean, this is good. At least book 2, he said, was better. And yeah, this is fair. Like I said, I the way that I rate now is a little bit different than it was back then when I gave it a low 4 too. It's not just me being more critical, it's that my perception of numbers has changed, if that makes sense. 3 is a lot better of a rating now than it was then, but I still have a 3 that was very, very mediocre and 3 that I enjoyed, which makes things more complicated, but we're not going to get into that.
Same.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine.
I feel like I'm really crushing everyone's hopes. Why is Backlist cursed for me? Like, it is cursed.
Look, you don't get to pick next time. You don't even get to pick the options.
This is fair.
You should reread with us. Yeah, I'm glad it makes sense because I felt like I was babbling. Yeah, you just let me and Bex, and we'll each pick a couple, and then we'll put it out to the masses, and then we won't even tell you what wins until you have to film the video.
Honestly, Rachel should pick the books.
There we go.
I like Rachel's picks most of the time.
I mean, she did give us Ashes of the Sun, so yeah, exactly.
Winnowing Flame was semi-uncursed. I liked Winnowing Flame as a whole. Honestly,
True.
As a whole, I really liked it.
True. I will agree with that. That's been the strongest by far, so far.
Good night, Rebecca.
They are chunkers, but I feel like you can do it. Good night. Sorry for everyone that did not show up to these sprints for Shadow Foot Was Lost rants. I think you're stuck now. Like, I don't think we can help it.
I would do more Django X. Here's the problem when you pick a book club pick is it has to be somewhat popular. This is like it doesn't have to be popular, but it has to have enough people interested in it that they will read along with you. Otherwise, it's the three of us talking.
True. I also don't feel like you're allowed to do Django Wexler unless Rachel picks it because I don't want it to be cursed.
I also just don't want to wait that long to read Django Wexler.
Your buddy reads in general are cursed, I swear. Like just your mass reads, like buddy reads one-on-one is fine, but your read-alongs are cursed.
No. Anything I have to do, the only success I've had so far in Patreon or anything is Into the Drowning Deep.
Jade City was a relative win.
Oh yeah, and Jade City. Other than that, I've been doing Patreon for what, 9 months? We do a buddy read every single month, and they're fails? Like I DNF or I hate them?
And I really was concerned about Into the Drowning Deep because it's not for everybody.
Oh yeah, and Late Night Crew, like I DNF City of Us too. That one also was awful.
It was bad.
I
think that was my fault though.
In buddy reads. I just can't participate in them. I feel like that's a general book club thing. The thing with is I feel like you don't pick necessarily for yourself. You pick for the masses.
Mm-hmm.
And lots of book club picks become books that I want to get to, but they're not like top priority because they have to be like spread out in like a time frame. So it's not like you won't see me doing John Gwynne. I know everyone wants John Gwynne. I won't be doing it because I want to be able to read that on my own time.
Yeah. Could do a David DeGlish.
I have thought about that.
He's got a bunch.
But I might try his reading first and decide.
Rita. Which one is his? The Bladed Fate?
Yes. It's on the Out of Control TBR.
Yes. This is so true. Like you are stuck. If you don't like it, you're stuck. That's one of the things that Becca was like trying to figure out exactly how they were going to pick Ketchup because she was like, I'm so afraid that I will hate it for First Law. And she's like, and then I feel like I can't back out. Even if everybody else is like, I'm going to dip out. She's like, I feel like I can't. And it's terrifying to pick a book club pick.
Even like Sandra, we were talking about the Wheel of Time read along today. I'm just putting this out into the air and Sandra's gonna be like, what the fuck? It's not even finalized or anything. And she was like, I need to find people who won't back out on me. Like she's like, she's read them all. So she's like, I don't want to be the only one there. And I was like, well, you have me. I'll suffer through. I've already read the first one. And
I'll be there with her.
She goes, okay, so you can suffer. I like it.
I'll be in the comments if nothing else. Because I need the motivation to finish the series.
We need to finish.
Also, I'm not a quitter.
I need to start listening to Rachel when Rachel tells me that she doesn't really like things. I'm always like, well, I'm still going to give it a try. And then I hate it. And Rachel's like, I told you so.
It is hard to pick a series that the majority hasn't read too. Especially when you're talking about backlist books.
Yeah. I have some good ideas for next time, but
except for I'm being a slacker. Very, very big slacker. I'm only like 100 pages. I think Cassidy's like 150 pages.
I'm 130.
I was close.
Honestly, the audio's at a slower speed than it normally would be because otherwise I'm not paying enough attention.
I really wanted to reread this physically so that I didn't miss the little stuff, but I'm not sure that I care enough anymore. So I'll probably end up putting on the audio at some point.
Did you see my thing? If Chastity has considered it, can it still be considered? Is it already cursed?
It is cursed. Deb, help us pick books. Look, this is sad, but also possibly true.
No. We all liked Caro Haunt more than we liked that.
We did like Caro Haunt.
And all three of us have texted Kaylee and said, what is the next Darcy Coates I should read? Setting a low bar. What was I going to say? Oh, there's things in this. There was one thing that happened in this that like I read the physical and then I listened to the audio because I was like, I got two different pieces of information and I feel like both were needed.
Interesting. Which part was that?
It had to do with the tenants and then also the tattoo binding.
Where was it at? I'm assuming it was in the Discord.
Yeah, it's in the Discord. I think it's page like 100. I literally complained about the magic system, and then I got answers in the audiobook, but not in the physical book.
Mary Sue just cracks me up.
He is a Mary Sue.
He is.
Deb's at 139. I'm at 135, actually, but I just didn't say that before. Should I read the book in advance before you pick it to make sure it's good? Yes.
Oh, the struggle. It's okay.
Like, I have a lot of books that I would love to put on backlist, but no one's heard of them. Which also is why they do poorly. Is because there haven't been. I don't know people who like them. I'm just like, this sounds interesting. Let's see how good.
I don't know. Dragon's Bride was pretty good.
It did do quite all right.
This is true. This is true. And we're gonna redo the experience. It's gonna be a good time. I don't expect to love the Katie Robert, but I expect to have a good time. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Exactly. I'm debating whether I'm even gonna rate it because I do think it might be a little unfair to rate it on Goodreads. Like, I'll rate it for like Caw Pile and my stats, but I don't know. I think I might just leave it blank on Goodreads because I'm obviously reading it for less fun, less stat good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Hey, I suggested Powder Mage, whatever, however you say that. We said we couldn't do because it wasn't finished, right?
Well, I was gonna do like a let's do all of them, and they're not all finished. Theft of Swords might still be a contender.
I have the first one.
But like I wanted to do like the whole universe, but it's not finished, so I can't do it for backlist.
Today. It is on KU, or it will be by the time
It already
is around. You've given up on KU, Robert. This is fair. Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, I knew Maria didn't like it. I want Maria to try the Age of Myth series still because I wonder if it'll work for her better. Long Price Quartet I want to read. Obviously more Django Wexler.
I have Goblin Book. It's not goblins. Is it goblins? It's not goblins. The Django Wexler's got the green cover that you can't find in hardback.
1,000 Names?
That one.
Flintlock fantasy?
It's not goblin. There's one that has like something.
Maria also
I don't know. Is that what I'm thinking of? No, this is the Abraham, right? The Daniel Abraham or Abram or however you say his last name. Maria's just like, Mer.
I don't think I'll pick those for backlist because I don't think that they'll do very well.
Fair.
Also I do think so too, but I want to try it, but I think it'll be an on my own.
You wound her. I didn't realize they were connected either.
Oh.
Don't know that that's enough to make me pick it up, but I did not realize that.
Connected to what?
Dragon, Sprite and Kraken.
I'm curious.
Because he's like, how fast can I read these? Sad day. They're going to duke it out in the comments. I'm trying to think of what else has like been popular enough that you could do it, reviewed enough that you wouldn't think it was bad, which to be fair, this is well loved and we're still struggling. So I'm not sure the tried and true thing is got that much merit.
Yeah, but for some reason I thought this had better reviews than it did. Well, honestly, it has very little 2 to 1 stars, but I thought more people I knew gave it 5 stars, and when I went through, it actually is more 3 and 4s. I think it's just that people talk about the whole trilogy in such love.
Mm-hmm. Poor guy had his finalist announcement. Huh?
Are we thinking a touch of light?
It better be, or I'm gonna be sad.
You know what? There's another author. Like, two of them are friends in that thing. Thiago and another author, the Assassin's author.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, "May the best man win." They've been so nice in Discords and stuff, and
Yeah.
I think that I would be okay if the Assassin one wins, but I am flipping my table if Spirits of Vengeance wins. Like, flipping the table.
No, I'd be okay with the Assassins win. I wouldn't just like be ecstatic because I want Touch of Light to win, but I would be okay with it. I love how you had to omit the I to get that comment to come through.
I own that one, but I love Maria's.
Bye.
Next
Which one? Becca loved which one?
Chronicles of the Bitch Queen?
I don't think she's read it, has she?
Or Shadow of What Was Lost?
And I'm not all the way through the Shadow of What Was Lost vlog, but I was not getting loving it vibes.
For some reason, I thought she said she loved it elsewhere, but then I'm just making that up, I think.
I know that she said she liked it, but I didn't just get loving it vibes when she
I
was
haven't watched the thing, as we said earlier.
I'm only like halfway through.
I like that everyone's never read A Touch of Light, and you're all like, me too.
It's been on my radar since, I mean, like, seriously, I think I have had it on my Kindle wish list for at least, I don't even know when it came out, but it's been months. I just never got to it.
In June, so
it's been, I mean, like, I think it was probably May, maybe? Because I liked the cover and thought that it sounded cool.
I don't know when I put it on my wish list, but Dawn bought it for me for my birthday. So
yeah. So I hope it wins because I need the push to finally read it.
Are we not reading enough for you, Maria?
She's like, peace out. Is this you yelling at us to read more? Fair. This is fair. Yeah, I saw her vlog. I just didn't get loving it vibes when I was listening to her talk about it. But like I said, I have not finished the vlog, so she may have loved it more by the end. I do not know. I do not know. I don't want to put words in her mouth. They have been.
They really have.
The Finland just works weird.
The thing is with the authors, a lot of them know it's just publicity. Like a lot of them like have been saying like the thing is I got such a bigger audience from this. So I think that when they're cut or not, they're like, especially if you made it to a semifinalist, you got so much like free publicity.
Oh yeah,
you've gotten elsewhere. Molly, I read the first book. That's it.
I read the first and the second is fantastic, which means Cassie's gonna hate it. No, I don't think you will hate Words of Radiance.
It's Sanderson. I won't hate it. I don't think I will love it the way that everyone else loves it, but I'll still give it 5 stars. But I won't hate it. Like
I think Words of Radiance was just one of those, like, it was quintessential Sanderson in that this was not supposed to be important, yet wow, this was important. And so those type of moments where things do come together in a satisfying way, I just appreciate.
Have I read that? That's fair. Have you read the Godblind trilogy? No, I think we both want to read it though.
Is this the one that I literally just put up my
yes, that's what I'm picturing. It's on my wish list.
Yeah.
Color
nice. I think she gave it a 5.
Yeah, I gave it a 5-star. But thinking back, I don't really remember what happened in the book, so I don't feel like it was 5-star worthy. Again, I read this so long ago that I think my rating has changed ridiculously since then. Again, I'm a lot more critical on things.
I think I gave it a 4 when I first read it. I would start with probably Elantris.
Yeah, I start with Elantris. I loved Elantris. I did Elantris before, and then I read the first Way of Things.
I would do Elantris, and then you could either do Warbreaker or Mistborn Era 1. next after that. I feel like you'd be fine doing either of those, but I would save Stormlight until at least you've read the first Mistborn trilogy and Elantris and Warbreaker.
Don't be. I'm pretty sure I read Way of Kings second in my Sanderson journey. Or I might have read it between Mistborn like first book and Mistborn second book.
Yeah. I know there's like several official reading orders, and I don't remember exactly where stuff comes when. Like Warbreaker, you could probably get away with not reading until you read right before Oathbringer. Eventually they will all start to tie a little bit, but I still don't think he's gonna quite go like ham with the Cosmere tie-ins.
I hope he doesn't.
I may be really wrong though. Huh.
I hope he doesn't, because I'll stop reading.
I hope he doesn't too, but I may be wrong. His Stormlight may be like the big, because we haven't gotten the 5th one yet. Yeah.
In this book?
No, I forgot about that, and that is so very Wheel of Time too.
I have
Rachel, stop. Wait, click on comments. Ooh, you know you are telling me things that are making me very curious. That's good. Red Elantris.
Elantris is my favorite. It's one of my all-time favorite books, but I love politics. So, and I feel like I got a lot of politics in that.
You did, definitely. A little religion, too.
Mm-hmm. 2 major buzzwords for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't say how they're connected, because I feel like that could be spoilery.
I think, what is it? The end of Mistborn gives the most, from what I've read, idea of how they're connected.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not that person. I don't read to see the connections. So for me, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
What I read.
Let's start with Elantris just because right now it's a one-off. So it's a little easier than Mistborn. It can seem kind of daunting.
Yeah. Agreed. And I loved
Skyward is not a good indication of what Brandon Sanderson is capable of. Even though I really liked the book, it's not anywhere close to what he's capable of.
I think both of his YA and middle grade, he writes very differently for them.
Good choice. I like Mistborn personally as a whole better than Elantris, but I think that Elantris is a better starting point.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like Elantris that much, so.
I liked it. I just didn't love it as much as Mistborn. But I did read Mistborn first, so I think a little bit of it depends on what you read first.
Because they're very different writing styles, I do find. I feel like there's a very big jump in how he wrote both of those. And what he focuses on.
I do agree that Way of Kings it's 600 pages of setup. If you go into it with the thought that it is 600 pages of setup, you'll be fine. But if you go into it expecting for it to only have like 100 pages of setup, you will be annoyed.
I just don't remember anything that happens besides the bridges and the...
Daniel Green, like 4 years ago, did a spoiler recap that's like an hour and a half long, so just watch that.
I will do that, but like, it's just like that's a sign of a book that didn't stay with me, because typically I know a lot. Like, I remember a lot. Like, I could probably say a decent amount that I think happened in like Red Sister and stuff. Like,
yeah.
And I read those farther back.
Yeah. Warbreaker is actually my least favorite.
I haven't read it yet. It's on my shelf. It's on
the list.
But I know
there's a lot of love for Warbreaker.
That should have been in my November TBR, because it's on my list of books I need to read this year. I forgot about it. It's hidden in the corner. It's on my Hob shelf because I had enough room for one more book on that shelf, and it just fits so nicely because it's the UK white Warbreaker. I just like slid it in there, but I don't look at that shelf ever because I've read them.
Have you completely edited and uploaded it yet, or can you do an editing Cassidy forgot this book he go?
I haven't, but I don't know if I need to forget to say that, because you saw the thumbnail today at the November.
Oh, yeah, but what's one more book?
Outrageous.
What's one more book? It's fine.
There are books stacks behind the stacks you see.
I'm gonna do a priority TBR and then a Like a realistic TBR and then a TBR. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh. I feel like that was the problem with the TBR. I was like, I want to read this. I want to read this. I want to read this. Oh shit, that's 50 books.
Okay, so knock it out Nova in December.
Literally.
All the verbs. Sorry, y'all. We've been talking for forever.
What is reading?
Yeah, what is reading? So it's a white whale. That is a white whale. It's not a hardcover, is it? Because that's an even bigger whale. UK hardcovers for Sanderson books are so hard to get your hands on. I don't even know if they made that one in a hardcover or not. I know the Stormlights are nearly impossible to find. We should read, but I just do not want to. We've ranted to the point where I just don't want to read now.
I kind of want to get to the mist scene, the mist town now, though, so that I can see the anger.
I just remember enough of it to be like, oh man, that was reminiscent, wasn't it? It's not like a complete ripoff or anything.
I'm at a point where I want to read the last chapter in this book to help myself get there. I'm not going to, but that's how I feel. I want to just help myself get there.
Can't remember what the last chapter exactly entails. Epilogue.
It's just so sad because Emma bought it for me.
Who did?
Emma, happy birthday or pre or post birthday. Not sure when this will get to you. I hope you love this trilogy as much as I did.
Oh, well, she says trilogy. She doesn't say the first book.
It's true. She keeps reminding me that she doesn't like the first book that much.
So I could do this. And I'm actually, I think, going to do something that most people would think I'm crazy for doing. But my Goldsboro edition of Silver Under Nightfall, I actually think I'm going to unhaul and buy the US hardcover.
Interesting. Why?
Because, let me go get it. Hard to explain.
She cray-cray. That's all. She's drinking some kind of Kool-Aid and she's gone insane.
Okay, so Emma and I talked about this. There's two reasons. One is when the sequel comes out, I don't want to have to fight Goldsboro to try to get a matching copy. That's one of them. Even though I know that they will exist. The second is it really, really annoys me that this is lilac and this is red. I just hate it. I don't do purple and red together. It pisses me off.
It's a very ugly color combination.
It's awful. Even though the US is very bright,
I like the original cover more than this.
This is the UK cover.
Oh, okay. Then I just like the US cover more.
Right? So I think I'm going to unhaul this and buy the US hardcover. If I end up giving it at least a 4-star, which is right now, I think it's going to be at least a low 4. I mean, it's numbered. It's a first edition. It's signed. It's beautiful in that regard. But man, this color combo is just ugly. I thought it was white. It's not. And like, I know what this is, like the object, but it does not make for a good cover object.
No, it's not. I'm glad you're liking that though, because I really want to read it.
I'm not sure how you will feel about it, but I think you will like it well enough.
Fair.
It gives me Witcher vibes in just that it's very kind of like hunter, a little bit of mystery element. There is a romance element to it, but so far it has not been too bad in your face.
I don't like romance when it's done well, and when it's not. The thing that irks me with fantasy romance is when every single POV has a romance.
This is one POV.
Not realistic to a book. Like when I read 3 POVs and they all have this like love during the whole time, it's not realistic that every single character falls in love for that same amount of time, feels the same way. Like one character can at least not have romance. That's my issue with romance in fantasy.
Yeah. So this is a single point of view. I think it's third person. I don't mind the main character. He's not like your typical badass hunter. He's actually a little, I won't say he's a cinnamon roll, but he's definitely not your stereotypical fantasy character.
I don't want to read this.
Yeah. He's not like, I don't know. He's not, like I said, not a cinnamon roll, but he is not like your typical badass gonna come in and slay the day kind of character.
I feel like I wasn't expecting that from that. Yeah, okay. I can see that.
And it's very like there are vampires is the creature, but it's not urban fantasy. It's very fantasy setup. If that makes sense.
I'm expecting like for some reason like a From Blood and Ashes type, like, you know how that's not urban fantasy? It's like actually like fantasy, like that style is what I was expecting from it.
So. Less romance.
Well, yeah, it's a fantasy, not a fantasy romance.
But less romance. I mean, it does have the throuple, but it is less romance. I'm enjoying it. It's not kind of once we got about a fourth of the way in, it does dip a little in, the usual lull, but I'm expecting it to pick back up. So I think it's going to be a high 3 to a low 4 is kind of what I'm thinking right now, which is good.
I love that. Yes, Sophia, it is French Becco.
It is Rincha Pecco. It is Silver Under Nightfall, and I have no idea. I haven't looked at it, but I really hate the lilac. So I think I'm going to buy the US cover if I give it at least like a 3.5, 4 star.
The lilac wouldn't be bad with different colors matching it. I just hate them too. Honestly, I hate red, so the red's more of my problem.
Like, why would you make it red? This is Valentine's Day colors. Why? It's not even a real, like, I know it looks like it on camera, but in person, it's almost a pink red. It's just not good.
I see the pink red on camera.
It's not good. I don't understand. And even Emma and I were talking about, it's like, first of all, do they do the sequel? Because if not, it's a moot point anyway. But if they do, I just don't like it. And she was like, yeah, I don't either.
I see you. You're not sneaky.
Creeping.
We should read.
We should.
As I'm guessing this is the last sprint anyways. Oh, I guess you have half day tomorrow.
I do. It probably will be the last sprint because we won't shut up once it's over.
That is true.
I'm also thinking of doing Patreon sprints tomorrow, so.
I won't be there. Oh
no. You gotta work. Are you doing fun things?
I'm going to my lake, so I have to grocery shop beforehand and then go out there for the weekend. And then I'll be around for things that people do, but I'll probably hang out on a lot of Halloween weekend sprints.
Fair.
But I'll like pop in and out probably of the chat. Do the thing where I'm in public and I can't hear you, but I say hi and I pretend that I can hear you and I try and talk, but I have no idea what's going on.
Good night.
Good night, Rachel.
What do you mean the other? I don't follow.
Like if the next edition is also lilac, but she still hates it. So
yeah, I don't think it would matter.
Like, yeah,
because the US edition is not. The US edition is bright.
It is bright and it works. It's one of those covers that for some reason I'm intrigued.
And it fits the vibe of the book better than this does.
Agreed.
Okay. What button am I supposed to read? You're the one that said we need to read.
We do need to, but that doesn't mean I want to.
The US is not. It is red.
It's purple.
Blue?
I think.
Hang on, I'll show you.
But it's like bright and it all makes sense. Like, when you have a weird color combination, but like it's bright.
It is bright.
So it works.
It's red and blue for the most part.
I was looking for my phone, but I'm gonna look it up on here.
I'm gonna just share screen.
Oh, you're gonna share screen.
Yeah, it's just easier. So that's the US cover.
Red, blue, and purple, and pink.
Mm-hmm. Which I still don't like the red and purple together, but because of the blue and because of the tones, it still complements.
I like it. I honestly really like that cover. I don't know why. It just really works for me. It gives me vampire. I think that's it. It gives me vampire. The other one doesn't. The other one gives me like epic fantasy. Like, yeah.
I mean, it's not lilac, but it's still not good in comparison.
Yeah. Look at the two together.
Like,
go to the bottom.
Oh. Yeah, the US is way better.
Way prettier.
Way better.
I'm normally a UK cover kind of gal. Oh, I just saw the Goldsboro mock-up and it looks white in that. It does.
Yeah, it does. And I thought it was white, and then I got it in person and I was like, dude, that's purple. What the heck? It is purple. And I mean, they don't really do like a ton of special stuff under the dust jacket. So really all you're getting is the signed, numbered, and then the block edges. And I just don't care about signed and numbered enough to keep it. So
Fair. Everyone, that's more badass. It's so beautiful and neon. That one is way
Right?
cooler.
Yes, agreed. So y'all have confirmed what I was already planning to do. Thank you for validating me.
Okay.
Okay, we should spray. It's gonna be fine. We'll do a 30-minute. You'll be okay. Okay. Ready? Set, go. Trying to see how far the audio will get me in 30 minutes.
Oh, to do another sprint?
Huh?
To do another sprint?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Nope, it's not very far, I can tell you that.
Honestly, I feel like, yeah, I'm reading this very slowly, but also I've had to go back a couple times because I end up texting you guys and then missing some things that happen and being like, oh, maybe I should read that back again.
Yeah, I'm not worrying if I miss things because I'm just going to assume that osmosis will remind me.
You've already read it. Like, you literally, it's a reread. I would just be like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, so I've got it on 2.5 times speed and we're just going to go with it. But that's still only a page a minute.
It's currently on 2.5 for me while I'm, like, reading along, but I'm reading along, but I'm doing other things at the same time, so I'm almost, like, reading faster and then letting the audio, like, help me. Other things are, like, back and forth.
Yeah.
But, because, yeah, I've met Amnesia Guy.
Amnesia.
Like Amnesia Guy.
I love how none of them are actually going to have names.
Asha has a name. I like Asha.
She's still, though, very...
Oh, yeah.
She's
the best out of the bunch. That's not saying a lot.
I am sitting here, seriously, I know people are going to say, well, Cassidy just talking about it made you not like it. No, I'm seriously sitting here wondering how in the world it got a 4-star when I read it the first time.
Personally, I think it was you rereading Wheel of Time. Because, as I said earlier, like, this is Wheel of Time fanfic. Like, I fully think it's Wheel of Time fanfic. And I've read Wheel of Time close enough. Like, I read Wheel of Time this year, so it's too close. It's too close.
I say I reread it, though. I actually don't know that I did because I read this in, May? And then I read Wheel of Time. It had to have been November because it was when the show came out.
No.
I'm confused.
Because...
Let me look and see on Goodreads when it says.
Oh, yeah, I get what you're saying. Because it would have been shown. Because I laughed so hard at yesterday when you voted in the poll that you didn't want me to say thoughts on this, non-spoiler. And I was like, that's how we became friends. Because I read Wheel of Time and I put non-spoilery thoughts on my Instagram.
It is. But I knew that your thoughts would make me be like, ah.
Well, now you're getting spoilery thoughts in our text because
it's fine. I'm over it. I'm over it. Let's see. Edit my activity. Will that tell me? Okay, so I read it.
Yeah, I don't think you read Wheel of Time. You read the second Wheel of Time though, I think, since then.
I read it in January or September, sorry, was the last time I read Eye of the World. And then the second one, let's see.
Like last September, yeah.
November.
Okay, yeah. And then you read this. I don't know.
In May.
Maybe it's because I read Wheel of Time and we talked the entire time I read Wheel of Time.
Probably. Plus, when I read this, that was my number one complaint, was that it was too reminiscent of other fantasies that I had read, and I could not get it to separate. I just wasn't directly relating it to Wheel of Time, but I knew it was reminding me way too much of something.
Yeah, probably didn't that I clicked the Eye of the World really quickly. So
because I had read it there was a solid probably 7 months in between, so I didn't recognize exactly which one it was, but I knew it was one of them, and it was driving me crazy.
The names are legitimately the same names. Like, I sent you the post. Like,
they
are the exact same names.
I don't have any idea how this got a low 4 when I read it. Unless something drastically changes, and I don't think enough is going to drastically change for it to matter.
Jessica, there may be a Wheel of Time along happening. Next year.
Keep your ears to the ground.
Next year, yeah. Keep an eye out. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's literally Eye of the World. Like, I cannot tell you, but also Eye of the World is actually literally the Fellowship. But
yeah, but this one, even because in the Ryan Cahill that I read, it was very clear where his influences were from, but I still felt like, as a general rule, it was enough of its own story, and it became enough of its own story that it was okay. This, I'm 100 pages in, and I could probably sit both books with certain scenes side by side and just draw lines to them.
Agreed.
And I'm like, you should not, even in order.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I could do that for the first 100 pages of Bloodfire when I read Aragon 2. So I'm just hoping that this like really moves over. I think the problem with me is that there's no personality to these characters, that they feel like Rand, like what's her face in Wheel of Time. I forget her name.
I can't remember her name.
Like they actually feel like Wheel of Time characters. At least when I read Of Blood and Fire, the characters felt very different than the Aragon characters. The story was the same, but like the characters felt different, for me at least.
I could do that.
Like as I said, as I joked, I was like, I'm gonna just start thinking this is fan fiction, and then I might like it a little bit more.
Yeah. I'm hoping that the end, because I remember enough of it to get the general premise, but I'm realizing now how little of this book actually stuck with me. Rachel had to remind me who a character was, and I was like, oh yeah, I do remember her now, but just like thinking about it, it didn't stick. So I'm hoping that maybe the ending.
I am too. I'm hoping that he gets his footing and then it gets going for me, and the ending is everything comes together and everything doesn't feel convenient anymore, and la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da.
Yeah.
Mel's like, you're not gonna feel that way. I'm hoping, okay.
Characters feel different, but I'm about to start the last book of Wheel of Time. Yeah, lots of stuff has happened. And this is all context of Cassidy's only read book 1 and I've only read 1 and 2. So it's not like we've read the whole series or anything like that. And I have only read the first of this book, so I don't know how it's going to compare later. And it may diverge a little bit more, but it's so glaringly obvious in the beginning, it's hard to get over.
Yeah. Anyways, let's not rant about this for 30 minutes. Let's talk about something fun.
What do you want to talk about?
We can talk about Realmathon.
Let's talk about Realmathon.
Because it's planning it. So everyone can officially mark April off for Realmathon, and we can all burn out on reading too many books again.
Yeah, May was like I can't read anything anymore.
We did Smut Den in May afterwards, and then we just didn't read, I feel like, in June. We were like, fuck this.
This vlog was not in May. I keep saying May, but this vlog was not in May.
No, it was before Realmathon.
It's like February.
Yeah.
So I did read these closer together than I thought.
You did.
Okay, not ranting anymore, just revelations. Yes, I'm excited for Realmathon. I'm going to burn myself out, and then we're just going to block May off as a sleeping month. If you decide to do peace talks again, though, I need you to give me dates so I can take off work.
We are doing peace talks again. I have decided.
I need dates to block off for work.
I loved peace talks. I think it was fun. Me and my patrons were trying to discuss what peace talks could be today to make it a little bit different, but no idea yet. So if anyone has any ideas.
Yay! Realmathon is Cassidy's readathon that she hosted last year that was a ton of fun. It's like almost like a battleships kind of thing.
Yeah, the idea of Realmathon is that there's 4 realms that are competing to be the most powerful. And so you pick your realm. Last year we did subgenres. For any of you here, and it's so far in advance, I'll give you the spoiler. This year I'm planning at this point, I'm gonna do just genres. So we're gonna have different genres. You pick your team, and if you read from like you pick your team, there's a bunch of prompts. It's really hard to explain. But when you read things, you can either read positive points or negative points. You can either like defend your own country's magic, or you can attack someone else's magic. It was a lot of fun. It's like fun. It was based off like military fantasy. That's one of my favorite subgenres. Although I've read very little this year.
And we did a lot of sprints.
Yeah, we sprinted like every day. There'll be 9 hosts technically, because I do 2 hosts per team and then I don't count. So I'm like the goddess. So
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
We did a weekend of peace talks last year, which was just like a mini 48-hour readathon within.
And you got extra points for the books you read that weekend.
Yeah, you did.
Good stuff.
So, yeah.
I'm excited.
No
It's way
peace.
too far away, but
Yeah, last year I planned it within like a month. So
it's way too far away. Yeah, I read so much I burned out.
Me too.
You count.
Yeah, today in Patreon Sprints, they all said that after peace talks, it should just be full out war. All alliances are burned.
I wonder if instead of doing peace talks, it could be like the weekend of the big battle or something like that. And instead of it being positive points, it's negative points.
I could do that. We also discussed, because I'm thinking I want to change it up so it's not like connecting borders. There'll be like islands. We talked about doing like peace talks has to happen on boats, and then maybe extra prompts, extra bonus points too if you read a book with water setting or something. But it's really like I plan like 2 weeks in advance normally, so this is like all up in the air, but I am starting to think about it, and I have like a final idea of what I want it to be in
That's
terms
okay.
of
We weren't even sure we were getting it until about a week ago. So
until today. Today I was like, it's
you started about a week ago going, well, maybe I should think about it. Whereas a month ago you were like, nah, bro, we're not even gonna talk about it.
You can make it like a story of peace talks failed and war is imminent.
Yeah, you could do one of each.
My descriptions for all of the realms right now is hilarious because the romance one is just a giant sex cult.
That explains that text so much more. So much more. I had no context. I just started getting text about sex cults, and I was like, what?
Rachel said last year she was held hostage in the sex cult.
She was. She is again this year. She's not here to defend herself, so.
You're not even in the sex cult. You
I don't know what's going on. She is whatever dungeon I am in. She's coming with me.
Fair. Yeah, so if you're here, this is the time that now people will come on sprints and they'll get excited because I'll tell them little tidbits of Realmathon all the time because I can't keep secrets. So, but also it gets you all excited to April readathon.
Yes. Lots of readathons. We've got potentials for we actually might be able to swing A72 in February after talking to Rye.
I think we can. I think we can.
I wasn't sure, but she seemed into it. Like, she seemed like she wanted the things to do. So, I would love to host a readathon next year, but I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see.
You are. You're hosting 72 hours. Those count.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean like a bigger one, but you can't top Realmathon, so.
Yeah, you just can't top it. I know. Honestly, I loved Weekend Halloween this year.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Like such a good idea. Like, I'm jealous that they thought of it, and I didn't.
Yeah.
Hello. Dropping daily prompts and sprints, they get extra points. An idea.
Yeah, that's an idea. It is. I don't know that we're gonna do another sprint. Yes, kind of, sort of. It's a kind of readathon.
I don't count it as a readathon, but it is my readathon.
It's a goals-a-thon?
It's called Knock It Out November. It's just like based on goals. It's very chill. Very chill. Joining the dead. That's not where you're at.
I don't know where I am, but you should come to me. I don't know where I am.
That is the one I know that you won't be in because I think that'll be the easiest for me to find people.
Cassidy's like, I'm so glad we're friends. You're just going to do whatever I tell you. I am the least likely person to get any say in where I go.
No, that's not true. Kaylee is, because Kaylee reads all of them.
Fair.
You might be second.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't want romance this year, so you can pick that one. You don't have to be in that one, but you might have to be in sci-fi, spooky, or fantasy then.
I just don't feel like I can read romance for an entire month. That's the problem.
This is true.
The others I feel like I could swing. At least a majority of. But romance, like, we can sneak in a few.
The entire month either.
You
didn't read Fanro for the entire month either.
No, I didn't. That's true. I snuck in some other stuff, so.
I think I might try to do like a lot more like bonus prompts this year too. Like I liked those last year. Treasure hunt idea. Could make it a treasure hunt for extra point prompts, and the hints only get released during sprints. You know what? This sounds like a great idea, but I think this would also require me to like schedule sprints properly. And
That's
I
not
ain't
fun.
that person. Brie, I'll be in the sex cult. Yeah, you will. Yeah. So now just start thinking about your team.
This is fair.
This is true. I mean, with Realmathon, like there's gonna be like a lot of bonus points. So you don't just like the way I did it is you do not just have to read the genre you're in at all. You get extra points if you read the genre you're in, but you don't have to read that genre.
Yeah.
I feel like you convinced Becca for the sex cult. I mean, I did last year.
Yeah.
Pretty much the only host I for sure know is Mel, and most likely Kaylee. So, and Rye, I guess. Rye.
I agreed like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
She said a 2-month-old would not be a problem. Yes, there were cookies. There were indeed. Deb, just follow me. We believe we lost, but follow me anyway.
I'm mostly terrified for the sci-fi realm. I'm gonna guess that'll be the smallest one.
Yeah, the sci-fi one is hard because I do feel like there is a lot of crossover in sci-fi and fantasy from time to time. But I was just thinking about like going in Barnes and Noble and looking at sci-fi books, and I'm like, I'm trying to think of stuff that I've read this year that would just fit that. Does that make sense? And The Expanse is all I can really think of.
The Expanse.
Even though I would be interested in reading other stuff, I feel like we're gonna have to rope in Emma for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Need her lists.
Andy Weirs.
Mm-hmm.
I actually know a decent amount of sci-fi, and I read a lot more. I used to read a lot more like dystopian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess it just depends on how you interpret it too.
Which I'm gonna put like when I do it, I'll explain like for romance. I already know it's gonna be like it's any kind of romance that has like the romance is the main plot. So contemporary romance, dark romance, fantasy romance. Those are all romance books.
Mm-hmm.
Same with like spooky, thriller, horror. Easy. So sci-fi, I think I'll put like, think First Contact, think space operas, think dystopian.
Yeah.
Anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Looks like you could be in the sci-fi team.
Yeah. Pick it. I want to do like host favorites, I think. I think this year my pick will be indie reads will be your bonus prompt for me instead of military, because I think indie works well between all of those genres. There's indie horror, there's indie romance, there's indie fantasy, and although it's not as well known, there is indie sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of indie sci-fi.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
did a fair amount of planning today. All of this happened today. All of this. And I didn't even have a thinking shower. Like I normally when I'm ready to plan, I go have a shower and I think. I'll like talk to myself in the shower. That's how
funny.
I plans.
That's funny. I love that.
But
okay. Well, that was gonna be our last sprint because we've talked for too long now. I know you were all surprised. Yeah, you could do that.
I could do that.
Then they would have to be following you everywhere.
Yes, Brie, you are the way I did it. It was an average score. It was still fair, even if one team was smaller. It definitely, yeah.
You could also do specific bonus prompts for certain teams, and they would be like given out randomly by your host too. So you wouldn't have to always be responsible for releasing everything, and it would encourage you to pick certain teams too. That'd be a way to do it.
The problem is I want aliens. Yeah.
Sci-fi is hard. It is probably the most, I won't say it's the most niche, but it's the one that is not going to be as
I don't have a sci-fi audience, like at all.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't watch a lot of sci-fi people. So I think that makes it really hard within my sphere. I think though, if I can find the right person to come co-host, it could work well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if I find like a sci-fi booktuber.
Yeah.
Like with romance, I watch a decent amount of romance booktubers. I have romance audience still from like when I do read romance. Same with,
The one that Emma likes is Shades of Orange. She reads a lot of sci-fi.
yes, and then Lit Science Alliance I was told about today too. So I'm gonna have to go do some research, make some friends.
Trying to think. I don't follow a lot of sci-fi people either. Sci-fi is one of those like I dip my toe into every year, but never read enough of to feel confident in, if that makes sense.
Same. The only person I really follow who reads it is Books with Emily Fox, and I don't know if I can shoot my shot that big. Like, I'm maybe too scared to shoot my shot that big.
That's funny.
Like I was like, even with like horror, I have some like bigger booktubers in mind that I would love if they did it, but I'm like, I'm shooting my shot. Like with Becca and Jade, it was at least somewhat safe because I had relationships with them. This year, like the people like that I was thinking about for like horror, I'm like, I've never talked to you, but I watch your content. Would you be
fancying? You
do have connections to them though.
I do.
I believe all three of the people that I would consider.
Yeah, I do.
So like, help me.
Not that much, but yes, we have spoken. And one of them used to hang out in Late Night Cruise Prince, so.
Yes. I guess I could just literally say it like Olivia did watch them. So
Olivia doesn't like public sprints though, just FYI.
Yeah, that is always
okay. I would say yes, Jurassic Park counts as sci-fi.
Yeah, sci-fi, 100%.
You're not too dumb for it. Not too dumb for it.
I think I'll have to stress that. Like, sci-fi does not mean aliens. Blake Crouch sci-fi, no aliens.
Mira Grant sci-fi, no aliens. Even like if you go to buy feed, even though it's zombies, it's in the sci-fi section at Barnes & Noble.
Zombies are sci-fi technically. That's why.
I know, but like when I think of sci-fi, I don't think zombies.
Yeah, people think aliens.
I think aliens. I think space opera.
I
don't know who that is.
Let me take a picture. That's what I was doing all day today when someone said that's fun. You're in it, so smile.
I want to be in it.
You're in it.
I don't know this person either.
I think I have that one already photographed for some reason.
Yeah. She went a place that most authors are not willing to go, and I appreciated it greatly. Yeah. It's a wide genre. It's just not a genre I read enough of. Not one that I don't not want to read. I just don't. Does that make sense? Like I want to, but I just don't.
It's a genre I've really gone downhill with. I used to read it way more. Like my reading actually like used to be like 50-50 fantasy sci-fi. Of course, this is when I read like 10 books a year, but Riley Murray is definitely on my radar, but I might need some more connections there because
Kaylee is really good friends with Riley too. Yeah. But I think it's more than that even still. Like a lot of sci-fi too is, I don't know, I guess even like Jurassic Park and things, they do have science and tech, but it's not like what I would think of as like tech, like spaceships or genetic clones, stuff like that.
Ma'am, have you watched Jurassic Park?
Yeah, I mean, I know. But like not Jurassic Park, but more like Feed. That is zombies.
But
it is techy, but it's not
like way more than like it like technology. It's science and technology. Yeah. That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
My hand is getting a bath down here from my cat. Something on it tastes good.
That's funny. Hey, I like sci-fi horror. It's one of my favorites.
Sci-fi horror is good.
Yeah. Yep. Because even like a lot of times dystopian, even if it doesn't have like a direct tech relation, still to me is the sci-fi lean.
dystopian.
Yeah. A
This
lot
is
of
the
people
thing.
don't consider Red Rising sci-fi, but it is.
It's sci-fi fantasy. I think that it's more fantasy. It's just that it's on Mars, so I still classify it as sci-fi too. But this is the thing with Realmathon. This is something I really liked about it, is that like I personally never felt like you had to read something for an entire month because of the way my prompts work. And I'm going to really, I think, even try to hone in on that this year again, like even more, that I want there to be more ways to get points that aren't just reading your genre. So yes, you can pick your team for your genre because you'll always get bonus points for reading
but that's the thing, is if you are going to be competitive like me and Deb are, then we're going to want to maximize our points, which means you have to read sci-fi for a whole month.
This is true, but I'm going to do like host favorite, and you can read any host favorite. So like you'll get extra points from there. Indie, I think I'll have like a couple lots of bonus points on top of the prompt list. Like I'll do more than the 3. There's a bot. I went to block it, but I'm not on YouTube.
Good grief, I just blocked you. Shoot. Oh no, it's already
I'm not
gone.
tired of being alone because I have a bunch of friends watching me and talking to me right now. God.
Shoo fly.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm excited. I hope all of you are.
It'll be fun. I'm excited.
Should we end this?
It's going to be fun. Yeah, and that's the thing though, is you don't have to read them either. Yeah. It's just an extra.
Yeah, extra.
This
is how I feel about Into the Drowning Deep, though. It should have been a sci-fi. I liked the horror elements, but it leans more sci-fi to me than horror.
It's definitely sci-fi horror, not horror sci-fi.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I completely agree. Okay, guys, I think we're gonna wrap these up. I is tired and I have to go do the adult thing tomorrow, unfortunately. But thanks for hanging out with me. Sorry we didn't get as much reading as ranting done, but hopefully it was fun.
And now everyone be quiet. You heard nothing about Realmathon. Nothing.
Zip. You're all sworn to secrecy. Swear.
Also, just so everyone knows, even though I told you about it here, it's all subject to change because I make no promises.
Cassidy's like, you may have heard everything here and it all may be different in April.
But it will be happening in April. That is the one thing I can confirm. It will happen in April.
It will happen in April, and there will likely be teams.
It'll look a lot like last year, but also very different.
Yep. Oh. All right. Well, thank you all for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed the insider information, and we will see you next time. Bye.